What makes specific characters attractive? For everyone it's different, but there's always something, no matter who you are. So let's talk about something the show hasn't gone into yet: sex. Both in terms of gender and intimacy. It's gonna happen eventually, so we might as well. But most importantly, the age-old versus the nice guy versus the bad boy. What makes males attractive, and why their actions may intrigue or deter others. Let's start with Blake. She's one of the few characters to have actually had a love interest. Multiple, actually. Blake has had two love interests that we know about, Sun and Adam. Adam is a bit blurry. He calls Blake his darling and love only to smack her. So it is possible that the two had a relationship before she saw him as a monster, but let's go under the assumption that the two did have a mutual interest in one another. So, what do Adam and Sun have in common? They could both be considered a bad boy. Whoa, wait now, hold on. Sun is a good guy, he ain't no bad boy. However, those who study bad boys in the context that I'll be talking about mean rebels. Males whose temper and antisocial actions cause trouble. What was the first thing we saw Sun doing when he was introduced into the series? Running from the cops. The context of a good guy usually doesn't result in them fleeing from the police. Other extreme classifications of a bad boy are they don't treat women with the kindness, sensitivity, and respect that a nice guy will show. Adam is a very extreme case in the context of a bad boy. Most, I would say, wouldn't even classify him as a bad boy, rather him committing domestic violence. But let's ignore the current day Adam and focus on the Adam that Blake thought she knew. In terms of sexual experience, the bad boy will usually have more sexual experience than the nice guy. However, sexual activity isn't the foremost defining criteria for being considered a bad boy. Whereas bad girls tend to be classified in terms of sexual expressiveness and promiscuity. As of right now, there is no quote-unquote bad girl, as sexual interests don't exactly play a part in RWBY so far, or if it does, it's not known. Going off the topic of sexual experience, what else makes someone like Adam attractive? His red hair? His sense of style? How about his confidence? Confidence is attractive, as it is a dominant take-charge manner. Adam has a great deal of it. Confidence comes in many forms. It's true, I doubt Adam approached Blake at a bar and exhibited his confidence that way as most modern-day people would do. But it can be seen in many ways. A man who will exhibit a take-charge manner will come across as poised, strong, masculine, and capable of facing challenges. He will fulfill his role as provider and defender. It is one of the reasons the White Fang trusts him. He's confident and will take on challenges others will not. If a problem calls for heroics, the man who seems timid, unassertive, and full of self-doubt, like Jean initially was, might appear less capable of rising to the occasion. Imagine if Jean and Adam were on the same team, fighting for the same cause. Who seems more likely to rush into a dangerous situation? The answer? Adam. He is bold, aggressive, and free from self-doubt. Something that can be seen as either a good thing or a bad thing depending on your perspective, is that someone who is a brute like Adam may seem more capable of performing a gentle act than a gentleman like Jean seems able to succeed at a brutal one. In other words, we know Adam can kill, and it's easier for us to imagine him being kind. It's hard for us to imagine an already kind person like Jean killing someone. Now let's talk about Jean and Pyrrha, and sex. Kind of. You see, nice guys will usually have less sexual partners. Part of being nice is that they'll place manners, respect, and conversation ahead of passion. Both Jean and Pyrrha played the nice guy and the nice girl role. The nice roles are more willing to wait far after the first date to seek sex, which ultimately leads to having it less often. By waiting for the perfect time to ask her out, talk to her, or vice versa, they miss opportunities. It's not that they all mind waiting. Everyone was screaming at the top of their lungs for Pyrrha to tell Jean how she truly felt, and vice versa. But the problem on both ends is that when you expect perfection in any human interaction, it'll guarantee failure and disappointment. whereas the bad boy, the rebel, will take the lead. They're confident, bold, and indifferent. They have a tendency to push boundaries in all aspects of their life. If a woman rejects them, well, what do they care? There's plenty of fish in the sea. Numerous women prefer bad boys for immediate sexual gratification, and nice guys for serious committed relationships. It's probably the reason Neptune can't find a date most of the time. He's trying to play the role of a bad boy instead of actually being one. Most people who are interested in relationships that will last longer tend to seek nicer partners. However, part of the appeal with the bad boy is that they might offer a challenge. Safe doesn't feel like a challenge. Everyone wants something you can't actually have. The forbidden fruit. Things that come easy to us, we undervalue. The more we work hard for something, the more we value it, even if it's not that valuable. It's so we don't feel like idiots for putting time and effort into it. Playing a game for 14 hours non-stop simply to get one achievement, we value more than getting one for pressing start. Something so simple a dog can do it. Or, in terms of RWBY, Nora and Ren. While Nora dismays any form of the two being together, the work and effort is still being put in. They've been together since they were children, and they're close and probably know everything about one another. Nora and many other characters are becoming young adults, meaning they are becoming faced with the intimacy versus isolation stage of their life. The person will either seek companionship and love, or let fears of rejection and disappointment isolate them from others. In terms of Nora, she either has to find someone else to share companionship with, or she needs to hook up with my boy Ren. If not, then the individual may fail to mature beyond a specific stage, so its crisis and all its associated struggles will carry on. Whether you actually ship Ren and Nora, or you don't care, the information the two share with one another further strengthens their bond. It's a give and take method that makes you feel closer to someone. When you are given deep personal information about someone, you reciprocate it. It lets them know that you also care for and trust them enough with information that others don't know. Ren is not playing the bad boy, but because of his and Nora's situation, he doesn't have to. Something that most women don't want to do is they don't want to be the man in the relationship. They don't want to prod the softer man to take on the role. Part of the bad boy's appeal is that it may seem more attainable to save him and have herself feel more accomplished rather than trying to get a more timid person to be the man. Adam is a very interesting character through my eyes. Blake has a past with him, Yang has beef she needs to settle, he's a leader, he's a villain. However, can he be saved at this point? The thing about men as they grow older is they become softer and more compassionate. Can he be saved? Through your eyes, would you accept a good guy Adam? A redeemed Adam? Let me know. With that said, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you learned some things about bad boys and nice guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe.